Hi, Karen and Ed. I thought it might just actually be easier just to talk to you just about this rather than sending a great big long elongated email. Yeah, no, this is absolutely fine. Further questions about group shots, and I understand it. Parents do have very strong views on these very often, and they are really, really important. They're not particularly fashionable, I suppose, in a way, which is why a number of photographers don't show them, and I don't put a lot on my website because they are as they are. But they are really, really important, and it's important to sort of ask the questions about them, I think. Yes, okay, so they had a handful of group shots. There's about five or six, I think, in the ones I showed you, which is fairly typical. So realistic yeah, recommend 30 minutes. I mean, it depends entirely on how long you want to spend doing them. I mean, as a rough rule of thumb, I would say most weddings that I photograph, I would do something like 15 or 20 minutes of group photographs, and then maybe 10 to 15 minutes of bride and groom pictures, and at some point there'll be like a big picture of everybody together. So in half an hour, don't need that, that's fine. In half an hour or so, in 30 minutes, so we can do the group shots and the bride and groom pictures normally, and in a sort of 90-minute wedding reception, which is fairly average, that works out quite well, because you've still got an hour to circulate. I've got an hour to photograph you talking to guests and family and having fun and all that sort of thing. So the balance is quite good. So in that time, say 20 minutes or so of group shots, it's pretty easy to do bride and groom and parents. Bride and groom usually then possibly close family, so siblings if you have them, and partners if that's applicable, and children if applicable. Then we tend to do possibly extended families, so this is where a little bit of negotiation has to take place, and you have to work out how far it goes depending on the size of your families, but usually sort of aunts and uncles and grandparents. Obviously, we would need to do ushers and bridesmaids, best man, and chief bridesmaid, and then it's a little bit of an open playing field. Some couples do groups of friends shots. Some couples do both families together. Some do work colleagues. Some do stags and hens, and there's normally a little bit of flexibility over what comes next. So that's something like, I suppose, on average, 6 to 8-ish or thereabouts in 25 minutes or so. Now, it's sort of like asking how long is a piece of string, because the worst case scenario, or the worst place for me to do them is inside, in a crowded room where you're having to move people and you're having to gather people. I'm sorry about the noise. There's a traffic jam outside and somebody delivering some oil, typically enough. Now I've just put the microphone on and people beeping car horns. And we live in the quietest cul-de-sac you wouldn't believe. It's mayhem out there at the moment. So yeah, I'm waffling, sorry. Slurp of tea, that might help. So yes, I mean, if you are in a really crowded room, for example, and it's not outside, and you don't have a good usher to help or a good best man to help, and I have to do it all on my own, and the groups are quite big, it'll take longer. If, on the other hand, we're on an open lawn, I can call for people. It's quieter, basically. It's a noise issue in a big room. I have a proactive bridesmaid or a proactive usher who can help me gather people, and people are switched on and we know what we're doing. Then it's significantly quicker. From your point of view, reassurance-wise, I mean, I have absolutely no qualms at all about standing on a chair and calling for people if necessary. I will pretty much do whatever needs to be done, to get the groups done as quickly and efficiently and in as fun way and as light-hearted way as possible within the time constraints that we have available. And that is the absolute key. They should be fun, they should be fast, and of course they are quite formal, but also, I'm just looking for a nice arrangement of people and a nice sort of expression. So it's difficult to say how many you can fit into the time. It just depends. I mean, it depends on the size of the groups. I mean, your families may be huge or they may be small. It's very, very difficult to sort of give a more accurate answer than that, I think. Examples where bride and groom have requested a few more. Yes, I'm just going to show you these literally off the computer, actually. So actually, this is a wedding at Selwyn. There's a whole group shot there of Selwyn, at Selwyn. How many is there? I don't know, I guess 100 or so, something like that. There's also some group shots here. So from here, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 or so, which is possibly typical, possibly a bit more than I showed you. Lovely backdrop. It's really nice with the ivy in the background there. I like that. So, you know, they're much and muchness, I suppose. They're what you saw from the previous ones. And we're on to the bride and groom pictures, but there's a few more in there, and Selwyn's quite interesting for you, hopefully. There's more at this wedding. So we're looking from here, aren't we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 or so. So similarly, bigger group here, look. So we've got 2 rows here. Simple bride and mum and dad, parents, grandparents, more family, I think, probably. You're getting the idea. But again, you know, this is 20 minutes, half an hour or so, but this was on a nice lawn, the sun was shining, there was a very helpful usher. You can see the amount of space there was. And this one, this is at Longstow Hall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 here. Again, you know, timing wise, this is going to be roughly the same amount of time, same sort of idea. Very simple, everyone looking at the camera, nice expression. 2 rows if necessary, if we need to. And there's I think there's a big group shot, yes there is, from the steps there as well. So in a way that's what they look like. It's much and muchness. If the bigger groups, then we have 2 rows. If they're smaller, we don't. You know, it's, your friends and family may require direction to keep the photos ordered. I would expect to do that anyway. It's not a case of just getting people over and expecting them to sort themselves out. I am very, very sort of background, if that makes sense, for a majority of the day. For the group photographs, you know, I organise people, get people in height order. We have 2 rows if we need them, 1 row if not, you know, and you gently and with humour cajole people, because actually nobody really enjoys it. They always like to have a bit of a complaint about it. I have to be honest, I quite sort of enjoy them though, because it's sort of part of the day where you actually do get to chat to people and interact a little bit, because I am very, very much background for the rest of the day and sort of try not to influence what's going on in front of me at all for most of the day. So hopefully that helps. You know, that's formal in that they're standing, there's height order, you know, they're arranged groups. I don't think they're just collections of people. I don't think that's what you meant. I don't think that's the case, but hopefully that makes sense. I'm not 100% sure what you mean by that, but by all means get back to me. Sorry, I'm just misunderstanding. I hope that helps. I'm feeling that it might be a good idea for us to have another chat, might be the thing, if this hasn't answered your questions, because this is obviously a concern, and it needs to be we need to make sure that, you know, this is absolutely right, and we're both, you know, both sort of singing from the same hymn sheet, as it were, and your parents are, if they you know, have some strong views on this. So if that doesn't answer what you were looking for, then, and you know, you are still really, really interested, which you clearly are, because I think you really like sort of the capture in the moment sort of style, don't you, that I specialise in, really. Then let's chat again. Let's chat again by Skype. It's Wednesday at the moment. I'm not around tonight. Let me check the diary. Sorry, you can tell I'm doing this live and not planning it. Thursday night's okay. Actually, Thursday night is okay. So Thursday the 10th. I have a consultation on Friday evening at 7:30, but there's no reason why I couldn't do a Skype chat after that at 8:30 or 9 or something. After that, my life gets incredibly hectic. I'm doing 2 weddings at the weekend, and then we are away for a week or so. I could potentially have a chat on the evening of Monday the 14th, if that would be helpful as well. Let me know what you think, and I hope that was helpful and not too rambling, and I hope to hear from you soon. Okay, thanks ever so much. Take care. Bye bye.